debrief. Because I know there's a lot of people that are here just for the other response.
Facts.
Let's dead the narratives that were happening this weekend. I'm not even talking about them over there. Just the narratives that exist.
Facts. Let's do it.
Outside of maybe 2 or 3 jokes since we put our response video out 2 years ago, I have not said a fucking word.
All right. First off, we're going to do this the right way. That's a lie. I love you, Rory, but that's a lie. It's been definitely more than 3, but I get it. Maybe you meant to say like 5 to 10, which I respect. 10 to 15. It's cool, though. It's cool. Let's keep it going.
Matter of fact, if anything, I've been objective and complimentary in a lot of places.
That is some places, but in more places than not, you have definitely given grace or being quiet or gave the PC, I'm not answering that type of response. I will give him that.
And if you look at that clip, I even said you deserve to be on that fucking list.
That is true.
Oh, and by the way, I'm talking to Joe.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
I don't do this who we make concern bullshit and subs. You're fucking 45.
All right. I got to do this. He's lying. They do a lot of subs over there. If you are a listener of their podcast, you just know they subbing. You just know who they talking about. You ain't got to say, hey, the thief, and think that I'm stupid enough. You know, Rory, you ain't the only nigga that went to college. Let's put it like that, right? And you ain't even got to go to college to know when Rory and Maul talking about a thief who steals and don't want to pay the staff and all that other bullshit that we know that you talking about Joe Budden. Like, but whatever. And also, you are telling the truth because Joe is 45. I think. I don't know. I don't give a fuck.
Talk to people.
Ooh.
Don't bleep my name anymore on the podcast. Shut the fuck up.
Woo, spicy.
I told you the last time I saw you, leave me alone.
He did tell you that, Joe.
And I have not said a fucking word. I've been nothing but kind.
Now, I don't know when that was. But hold on.
Polite. Anytime someone brings you up publicly, I don't say bad words. Stop talking about me. Outside of maybe...
Let me tell you this. I like Rory. Rory cool, man. Rory's mad cool, right? He got the hip hop thing down. He fight for 50 Cent to support the New York swag. He fight for Wayne because he grew up in that era. He showed up at the hospital when Joe didn't want him there for the birth of his child. Roy is cool, man. He do all the things, he in Black Greek life. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? But that don't stop them white tears from dropping, dog. Let's keep it a buck. That don't stop them white tears from dropping. He did that there. I don't know if anybody else picked up on it, but it was a lot of white tears there. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you the biggest part of the white tears, right? Y'all ever notice when a kid get picked on, they don't never go punch the bully in the mouth. They always go punch the bully's friends who was kiki and a ha-ha, right? The other kids in the classroom who laughing, who over there snickering and shit while the bully getting his shit off, they always the one who get punched in the mouth, and they always the one to go tell the teacher. Rory has been sitting beside a man for the last 2 years who has been taking shot after Joe because they are super close from all I always laugh every episode of Love and Hip Hop they still show on TV and Maul's in the background while Joe got his girls fighting near a pool. That shit is hilarious, by the way. But Maul and Joe really got some deep beef because Joe did take some shot at Maul that I felt wasn't fair. But they boys. And when you boys with somebody, you do one or two things. You either don't take no shots or you know exactly what to say to them that the world might find funny that'll hurt them. And I think Joe did that. But that's not why we're here. I mean, it is why we're here. We're going to dissect this shit. And I really want to focus on how men have to check their boys when something go on. Maul said on the Pusha T episode, he said, they asked Pusha T about Kanye. And Maul said, I wish I had the clip queued up for us, but Maul said, if my boy is on some bullshit, I get it shaking with my boy, but in the corner, I'm going to pull him to the side and be like, you was on some bullshit. What are you doing? Roy, if you do not pull your man to the side and say, you on some bullshit, what are you doing? You're going to keep getting shots thrown at you that you can't take. And I know you can't take it because of the Karen-like response that we just got right here. And I think you cool. I think you're a cool cat. You know what I'm saying? Came to your live show. It was actually good. And y'all did not throw shots at Joe. I had to dip out of there a little early because I got a kid at home. But there was no shots at Joe. It was a sold-out show. It was hella funny. It was way better than what I thought it was going to be. I would actually go to another. But, if you're a fan of the show, you know what Rory not built for. And we don't know this nigga in real life, so he really might be putting on. You know, everything is entertainment purposes, as they like to say on the show. But with all of this, Maul used to say that. You know another thing that was funny about that Pusha T episode? I go back to that episode a lot. It's probably my favorite episode of the old crew. Because there's so many gems in there. Pusha T looked at them niggas and said, they asked him why he beefed with Drake. And he said, because Drake always shooting at the crew. Whether you taking shots at Big Sean, whether you taking shots at Ye, he said, I'm always standing there and I don't like you shooting at me because I might get hit. Rory, I'm here to let you know, my brother, I don't know if you know it yet, but you're getting hit. Why? Because Maul thinks this shit is a joke. He willing to go where you ain't willing to go. I know he willing to go where you ain't willing to go because you put out this response in the first few minutes of y'all episode, right? Meanwhile, the episode 158 titled Bare Minimum Boys, the caption is, the Bare Minimum Boys are back in business. Now that right there is a joke in itself, dog. If you don't want to play games with a nigga that's playing with you, stop playing, right? Roy and Maul directly addressed the cat burglar with once again the truth. What the hell are y'all going to tell us that you haven't told us for the last 2 years and you telling people not to talk about you? Hey, I'm about to talk about you in a whole nother episode, but don't you respond to me. That's that white tear shit, yo. After that, they set the record straight, and then we get to the funnies. Y'all have no record left to get straight. It's all funny from here on out, and I know the funniest part ain't about what I'm talking about, but it don't matter. Joe is playing with y'all. Whoever out of y'all two crews decides to shut the fuck up first, the other one will look stupid as they keep responding. Because as a person who listens to Joe's episode twice a week, and I listen to Rory Maul, Joe really, what are we, 100-something episodes since y'all left? Bro, if I had to guess, let's say it's 150 episodes since y'all left that Joe's done. Bro, he probably didn't mention y'all maybe 10. Maybe. Never by name. Sometimes they talk about the old crew. They mention the old crew to reference something, but it's never about y'all. Also, the funniest part about this is, excuse me, I know that went out. I ain't gonna fix that. I ain't got Parks over here. The other funny part of it is, Roy and Maul know exactly who Joe is. This nigga ain't changed. When Charlamagne sat down with y'all and said, yo, Joe is this type of man, y'all knew it then. Y'all ignored it, told Charlamagne he was wrong, told him the Breakfast Club was dead. I'm not here to argue that or whatever the case may be. But then you looked around, and then when it happened to you, then it's like, oh, let me go, let me sit down with Gayle King and give my story, which is hilarious, by the way. Right? So then we fast forward, right? I'm about to say, what? I got a memory card in my pocket for? Then we fast forward. And we sitting over here, and y'all, oh, my favorite part about all this, excuse me, sorry, I'm jumping everywhere. My favorite part about this is Complex ain't shit, right? Complex list ain't never been shit. It used to get shitted on. And now y'all dissecting a list because why? Spotify wasn't shit to Roy Maul either. And then, well, we know what happened there. It wasn't shit to Joe either. Then we know what happened there, right? It's just funny how all of this is. But really, the reason why I'm talking about this on the Black Dads Club, shout out to the podcast, man. As a man, you got to learn when you're around somebody if they putting you in danger. And to me, this is all hilarious. Because Maul, for all intents and purposes, he with the shits. In that article that they did when they was announcing their new deal and their new podcast deal, in that article, Maul said, I haven't seen Joe because if I seen him, it'd be bad. Niggas know that means physical. Like, I don't give a fuck. We ain't got to play. I ain't on no platform where it really matters like that. But we know what that means. Rory didn't say shit else in that article, and I understand how editing goes. As a person who worked in marketing, I understand how it goes. But you got a platform where you speak every week. Yo, I know what Maul said. I ain't really about that. Or, as Maul likes to say, pull your man to the side. Men. We got to do better with who we surround ourselves with and what our intentions are. And if you're not down for what your man is putting out in the universe, you need to either get away from that man or you need to check that dude and say, yo, I'm not for this shit. I won't be a victim to your stupidness. Because right now, that's what's going down. Anyway, and I'm going to holler at y'all next time.